Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. An early bump to the upside here on core PPI and PPI data released just this minute. Core PPI month over month for July came in at 0.0% versus a 0.2% forecast. PPI coming in at 0.1% versus a 0.2% forecast, and the initial reaction is for a bump higher above the 5400 level, a high right now at 5409 and a quarter. The previous 2 days, very narrow 2-day ranges. You can see it right here quantified on the PivotBoss advanced ADR indicator. 2-day narrow ranges right here, quantified right here with that reading, and that could suggest a major breakout move and a high range move over the next 2 sessions, especially with PPI data coming out now and core CPI and CPI data coming out prior to the RTH open Wednesday. The early idea for today, find the strong high or strong low for the morning and look for a move perhaps in the opposite side. So if we come in here and put in a strong high early on, we could be looking at a move back down within the multiple day range, and we got to continue to watch 5400 as a major market structure level. That's 5400 right here, and as we mentioned Monday morning, any push into this zone that's rejected could lead to a rotation back down away from 5400. A transition day through 5400 opens things up for a return back toward the July 31st FOMC key level of 55.55 half. So big time level right here at 5400 early today, and we could have a high range 2 days coming up with further inflation data. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action with regards to a narrow 2-day range. You can see this narrow 2-day range here and the reading right here. The potential here is for 750 to 1,000 points of range over the next couple of days, depending on how the market receives inflation data. Again, this market right now bouncing back, pulling back here from the recent lows, and if there is a further continuation to the upside, say through the 18.8, 18.9 zone, we could be opening up a return back toward the FOMC key level above from July 31st. That's around the 19,500 level, just shy of that level right there. So we could be looking at a return trip back to that zone. But we can see that there is a developing trend line that is developed across the highs of this range here. Is this pullback going to be met with some resistance that leads us again back down within the range for another retest up ahead? So continue to watch 18.8 early on here today. If we do develop a strong intraday high, that could suggest a return back down within the 2-day range below. Looking at crude oil, crude had a super high range day in the previous session. One of the things we mentioned was the potential for a continuation higher toward the 80.62 level, which is the top of the key range, that pivot high right there. And we saw a huge higher the range than expected move. This move right there, super high range day, nearly 4 points of range. If we take a look right here, $3 and change, $3.46. That's a super high range day right there, over 125% of ADR. But after such a high range move, the expectation for today is for range bound price action to digest that recent movement. So not expecting more than $1.25, $1.50 of range here today. Instead, it's a fade the edges type of day for crude oil with an upward bias as this market continues to rotate toward 80.62. Taking a look now at gold futures, this one's up about 0.25% right now and approaching new highs. Yesterday we were also looking at this thing continuing a bit higher, especially after this high range pullback. This market tends to rally after high range pullbacks here, and we were looking for a move that takes us toward 25.25 to 25.30 up above, and that is still in play. Again, similar to crude oil, super high range day suggests that this could be more of a compression style day with an upward bias, looking for this thing to rotate higher again into that 25.25 to 25.30 zone. Once we do get a new high, we could see another deep rotation and then try again. All right, taking a look here at the YM. Right now, the YM is in a 3-day compression, super compressed day. The previous session was an inside day range. Today, finding the opposite side of the range here with a little bit of a failed new low and a bounce back up. Super narrow 3-day range right here. And this right now, building some energy for a high range day to come. If you look at the 2-day range that's already completed here, we're looking at, again, about 750 to 1,000 points of range, maybe even higher, upwards of 1,300 points, but that might be a little bit overextended right now. So looking for about 1,000 points of range here over the next couple of days, especially with CPI data on deck. Right now, still within range here and still holding at the top of this recent pullback. Again, looking for the midpoint of this range to be tested here at 39,984 at some point over the next couple of days. That'll give us a new key range to work with moving forward. Looking at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin right now is higher, barely, marginally higher at the moment, just 50 points higher, inside day, narrow range right now. It did back off of yesterday's highs quite a bit, and we're seeing a little bit of a lower high attempt to develop now. Again, this looks like a very strong low off 50,000. We're seeing this thing bounce off the 5,400 level, but clearly this market not finding acceptance above 60K right now, which is the next major market structure level. Got to get through 60K to open up 60 to 70. Failure here, and you're back within that 60 to 50 zone right now. So building an inside day compression here at the moment. Looking at Ethereum, while BTC was pulling back a bit yesterday, Ethereum was gaining. This thing was higher, but still inside the 2,200 to 2,900 market structure zone right now. Still an upward trend here, but again, got to transition through 2,900 to open up the next 700 point market structure increment above. Until then, we're still stuck in the range right here between 2,200 and 2,900. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.